Derek.
Chris.
Shanna.
Alicia.
Kathy.
Imagine that you pick up the phone, and on the other end of the line is a woman screaming that a bomb just went off inside your local mall. You try to remain calm as you give her instructions to get to safety. As she runs for shelter, she sees a child's lifeless body. You give her CPR instructions, and officers and paramedics arrive on the scene. The woman hangs up the phone, and you're left with questions and little answers. Will the child survive? How many people were actually hurt? Will the next call you answer be just as bad? If you're an emergency communications specialist or the commonly referred to 911 dispatcher, you'll most likely deal with calls in your career that leave you wondering how the situation ended. This type of contemplation can create anxiety and can leave you with multiple symptoms of stress. According to OSHA, symptoms of stress can affect your body, mood, and/or your behavior. Over my 7-year career as a 911 dispatcher, I've heard heartbreaking calls that have left me with emotion, anxiety, and sometimes uncontrollable stress. After revealing the high stress of a job that 911 dispatchers face, the possible side effects from that stress, and the availability of stress management teams, I hope that by the end of this speech, the audience will agree that critical incident stress management should be provided to all 911 dispatchers. While not every call a 911 dispatcher answers is as extreme as the situation you just heard, they do have to deal with calls on a daily basis. Calls from hysterical callers who most likely are experiencing the worst day of their lives. As a dispatcher, you have to remain calm and try to assist the caller in the most dire of situations, like house fires, shootings, and sometimes offer life-saving advice. You have to remember that no matter how hard you try, sometimes the call just does not end well. A study by Michelle Lilly and Heather Pierce at Northern Illinois University found that dispatchers report significant emotional stress related to handling duty calls. And this type of distress is associated with increased risk for developing PTSD or PTSD symptoms. While dispatchers may not see the scene, what they hear can be just as stressful. And after one stressful call ends, dispatchers have to continue with little time to regather their emotions. NIU's study showed that out of 171 emergency dispatchers who were surveyed, 3.5% showed symptoms severe enough to qualify as PTSD. As you've heard, 911 dispatchers face stress from multiple situations which can lead to health-related issues. Let's now discuss how stress management may help. Critical incident stress management, also known as CISM, can help 911 dispatchers through some of the toughest calls and radio transactions. According to Sindra Dunaway with the Association of Public Safety Communications Officials, CISM is a group of individuals that help support public safety personnel who have been involved in critical incidents and assist in mitigating long-term effects of stress. Dunaway suggests that CISM teams can provide an increase in social support, maybe a guidance system for people to remove themselves from painful human experience, and can boost environmental and physical resources in stressful times. Now that you're aware of the stress dispatchers face and how that stress can be handled, we'll take a look at how the CISM team can help dispatchers and what would happen if no CISM team existed for dispatchers. While critical incident stress management for 911 dispatchers can make an emergency comm center have an outstanding employee, the opposite is true if there is no CISM team. The National Emergency Number Association, known as NENA, stresses that workplace stress can be linked to lack of concentration and malpractice claims in the medical profession. An ECC without a CISM team might have dispatchers who lack judgment. They might create a hostile work environment from their unmanageable stress. There might also be a high turnover of personnel as the stress is emotionally exhausting. An ECC with a CISM team would be a place where dispatchers could learn to deal with their stress in a healthy way. Stress management would provide citizens in their communities with more efficient service, and the turnover rate for dispatchers would go down. Now you should be aware of the important need for critical incident stress management teams and the Emergency Communications Center. Let's remember, 911 dispatchers face stress in their daily work lives. That stress can lead to disorders such as high blood pressure or worse, PTSD. CISM teams can help alleviate some of that stress and provide a better working environment. As a 911 dispatcher, I'm proud to say that the agency I work for offers a critical incident stress management team to not only first responders, but to the first responder, 911 dispatchers. There are still agencies that face no CISM team. Please go to floridasenate.gov for a list of your county senator and write a letter requesting all emergency communication centers have access to a CISM team. In a world where emergencies occur daily, know that your 911 operator is there to help you stay calm. And after the call, we may need someone to do the same for us. Thank you.